Namaste. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Vagarthaviva Sampriktau Vagartha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau Yenaksharasamamnayam Adhigamya Maheshwarat Kritsnam Vyakaranam Proktam Tasmai Paninaye Namaha Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam. All right. So I gave an exercise last time just so that your brain cells start functioning more efficiently. Otherwise, any number of classes don't make the cells work. All right. So we will, if you could do the first one easily, I'm very happy. That should have been a no-brainer almost. Second one should require a little more effort. Dhatus may not be familiar with. Third one, again, Shabdas you may not be familiar, may require a little effort. Fourth one, a lot of you may have had difficulty, which is understandable, but that is meant for people who have done a lot of study already are in this class. They have to get some work too. So that's included more for their benefit. All right. So if you couldn't do the part D, don't worry too much about it. But one A, B, and C should be okay. So, and the idea is you understand. See what first question, part A is meant to make you what? Understand what? Do you understand what person means or not? What does first person mean? What does second person mean? What does third person mean? If you understood that, A should be easy, relatively, right? Because you have to only say aham is first person, asmat, yushmad is second person, everything else is what? Third person. Very straightforward. And then you should be able to spot what? Whether it's masculine or feminine, gender. Correct? So generally, akaranta, ikaranta, ukaranta will all be feminine. Generally, okay? Not always, generally. And shorter ones, you have a will always be masculine. You will not find a feminine with a. Impossible. E and U, short, is trouble because they can be masculine or feminine. You cannot guess. And a short could be neuter or could be masculine. Trouble. This you will only get with time, with some practice. You are not going to get it just by looking at a book. But when you see a form, if you see Jnanam, Jnane, Jnanani once, you should remember what? It is neuter. This much is important. Whenever you see a usage, you push that with the information, therefore this is neuter. That helps. All right. And then what else was there? What is the last letter in those bases? Right? That with some knowledge of Sanskritam, Devanagari, you should be able to say what is the last letter. That is meant for people who are used to Hindi and somehow don't remember there's a vowel and there is only not a consonant. Therefore, that is included. Every question has a purpose, okay? So first question is meant to make you feel good. It's easy, I can do it. Second question should make you work a little harder, right? So that's the way it's been set up, deliberate. All right. We will discuss the exercise itself a little later today. All right. So last time we were looking at Avyayas. All right. Before we go back to Avyayas, I want to look a little into pronouns. Sarvanaama Shabda. So currently, if you remember the slides which are there in the reference folder, there are 3 slides. One is called Basic Ajanta. And there are two more, sarvanama 1 and sarvanama 2. Two slides are there with dhatu, with shabdarupas. So next homework will be mainly on sarvanama. Because, without pronouns, it's hard to move forward. So I want to make sure you have some grip on pronouns. So next exercise, which will be given at end of class today, will be on pronouns. All right, predominantly. Therefore, I thought I will spend some time on the pronoun shabdas with you so you understand them a little better. All right. So let us try to understand pronouns. Give me 1 second and I will share a file with you and then we'll look further. So, okay. So, sarvanama is the name for pronouns in Sanskritam, and that is on page 58 of your Shabda Manjari. All right. What is sarvanama? It's a name given to a bunch of nouns. See, the way when we study with grammar, the sarvanama is not a name which came from nowhere. The word Ajanta is not a word that came from nowhere. Halanta didn't come from nowhere. These are all things. These are all words which we owe to the Paninian grammar. Even though we don't study whole of Paninian grammar, these words have their origin in Panini's way of looking at the language. In case you don't know, Panini is a Maharshi, great man who could see the entire language and understand it threadbare and reverse engineer the whole grammar based on that. It's just mind-boggling. So Panini liked to work on sets of words, not individual words, because there's a group of words for which some rules will apply. And these group of words may have nothing in common except that they all work in a particular way. So then he grouped such words, and a group in Sanskritam is called Gana. A group is called Gana. Gana means a group. Therefore, Ganapati. What is Ganapati? Jiva Gananam Pati. Of all living creatures, groups, he is the Lord. You can take it that way. Somebody will say Shiva Gananam Pati. Doesn't matter. Gana means a group. That's all I want you to understand. So now, Ganapatha. Ganapatha means the reading or recitation of groups. So there is a whole bunch of groups, a group of groups, which are read in a sequence. Its only purpose is to give you the groupings. So once Panini will make a statement, Sarvadi means the group beginning with the word Sarva. You have the entire memory, all the groups. Now we will go back in memory and find Sarva and all words following it until the next group begins. Those are called sarvanama. There is no other basis. Those are called sarvanama. But what does the word sarvanama mean in the language? It means sarvesham nama, the name of everybody, or sarvasya nama, collective noun. Therefore, the word is called an anvarthanama. The name is called anvarthanama. Anvartha means what? In keeping with the meaning. The word sarvanama means the meaning, the name of everybody. Whether it is Vaijayanti or Vrinda or Anuradha or Prema or Malti, everyone is she, name of everybody. Right? Therefore, the word she is a name for all feminines. The word he is a name for all masculines. This is the way of looking at sarvasya nama, sarvanama. All right. So these become very critical because whenever we speak, we use one noun first And then we don't keep on referring to the same noun over and over. What do? We refer to it through a pronoun. Same thing in Sanskrit, nothing different. So you should be able to see when a pronoun comes, which is the noun it is referring to. Very important. We have to make this like our habit. When you see a pronoun, try to identify what noun it connects to. And that will be helped by knowing the gender of the noun, the case of the noun, the gender of the pronoun, and the case of the pronoun. You have to know all this. The number, obviously, number 2. This will help you in saying what is matching with what. All right. So, sarvanama begins with sarva in Panini's Pata. They are listed. I am not listing all of them for you right now. We are only going to look at a few important ones. You can see more in the book, Shabdamanjari, but my focus to start is make you familiar with a few, which are critical for the language, for us to move forward. All right. So the first sarvanama you should know is first person. What is that sarvanama? It is called asmad. Asmad shabda. Asmad shabda, how does it decline? Aham avam vayam. Mam ma avam nau asmannaha. Maya avabhyam asmabhihi. Mahyam me avabhyam asmabhyam naha. So like this, you should know. It has got multiple forms, alternate forms. You should make an attempt to at least be familiar with them. At least in asmad and yushbad. Otherwise, it will burn you sometime. 100%. Have to be familiar. Every form in asmad and yushbad better be in your head. You should not have to look up a book for asmad and yushbad. Asmad means I, yushmad means you. First person, second person. These are the only 2 words in the language for which there is no substitute. There is no substitute for aham. There is no substitute for tvam. They are the only words. You cannot have a synonym. Every other word is third person. Only 2 words. One asmad is first person. One yushmad is second person. You should understand the importance of these words, therefore. We cannot afford to be very dhila, loose about it. These words should be understood. If you cannot memorize, it's okay. See, somebody writes me, Swamiji, I'm trying, I'm working 2 hours a day, I'm working 3 hours a day, very difficult. See, all this is true. If you tell me even more about it, I can't do anything about it, all right? So you understand, you have to work on it. If you find it too difficult and it depresses you, drop out of the class. I will suggest that, okay? If it's too difficult and it makes you feel, uncomfortable, then don't come to class and be uncomfortable. Come with the idea I'm trying to learn. Whatever you learn, you learn. Don't let it make you feel, oh, I'm not able to get it. It's okay. It takes time. All right? Those of us who are starting to study after 50, we can't expect that we'll get everything overnight in memory. It doesn't work. It's true. We have gray hair and it shows. But what I'm saying is, if it makes you feel bad about yourself, makes you feel, oh, I'm not able to, every day you feel getting up crying in the morning, then better to rethink this class carefully, okay? Because I don't want you to be in that frame of mind. The class is meant to help you in Vedanta. Vedanta will tell you, you are Ananda. And you come crying, what's the point? No fun, okay? Therefore, keep this in mind. Be realistic. Be kind to yourself. All of you. Be kind to yourself. It takes time. What's important is I am accountable for my effort. Karmanyeva adhikaraha me. Ma phaleshu kadachana. You put an effort. Whatever Bhagavan thinks is to be given to you, if a result, he will give. Don't worry. No shortchanging will happen. 100% you will get what you worked for. 100%. My prayers are always with all of you. Okay? That everybody should do well. That's why we begin with the prayer every time. But I'm saying, let this class not become a source for a complex or a difficult, hard feeling. It's hard is okay, but no hard feelings. That's all. Okay? Work happily. Whatever you get, you get. I'm sure you will get at least something out of your attempt. Something. All right. Okay. So asmad, yushmad are important. Start with them. Right? Those should be well known. You start with them means they are to be kept in your head. Whether you get it in 1 month or 1 day or 10 days doesn't matter. But you get it in your head. If you want to study Sanskritam, let it be in your head. All right. Then what is there after that? So there are a few more very important ones. What are they? Let us look at them. So first is Ashmad Yushmad. Then we have a few, which are all now what? This is first person, this is second person. Everything else is what? Third person. All right. Now, in that, I have deliberately listed the first one as Sarva. Because by remembering Sarva, you name it Sarvanaama. That's my logic for keeping Sarva first. Okay. Sarvadi is Sarvanaama. And if you look in the slides, you will find Sarva will be asked to be done right after Akaranta Ramashabda. So that you know Ramashabda, then Sarva is only 5 more changes. You can get it. No? Then Sarva means what? Collective. It's very similar to Rama. Except what? See, Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha. What does Sarvaha go? Sarvaha, Sarvo, Sarve. Not Ramaha, Sarvaha, Sarve in masculine. Feminine will be Sarvaha. Sarvam, Sarvo, Sarvan. Similar to Ramashabda. Sarvena, Sarvabhyam, Sarvai. Then changes start. Sarvasmai. Sarvabhyam, Sarvebhyah. Sarvasmat. Sarvabhyam, Sarvebhyah. Sarvasya, Sarvayoho, Sarvesham, not Ramanam, Sarvesham, not Sarvanam. Right? Sarvasmin, that smart, smin. You know, these are changes in the Sarvanama Shabda. That you should keep in mind. And Asmad and Yushmad do not follow that exactly. That's why I kept them outside first. All other Sarvanamas you will find typically will follow Sarva. All right. It seems like in the language itself, these two are kept distinct. Seems like that. Now, the Sarva is a collective now, which means whether you say Sarvaha can already means plural. Whether you say plural, singular, or dual, they're all plural only. All right. Still, you'll find some places singular will be used, some places plural will be used. Dual hardly ever you'll see for Sarva. Okay. The next important pronoun is kim. What does kim mean now? I said interrogative. What does it mean? What? Which? Who? No? All these will come from kim. So look at this now. In the Shabda, the first case stands for what? Remember Karakas. Division happens now. What is the first case? Which Karaka? In Kartari Prayoga.
Karta.
Karta. Good. Karta. Therefore, Karta means what? Agent. So now you say Kim. Kim means who is the agent? Who is the agent? Now, the agent could be masculine, could be feminine, could be neuter. Swami, how can agent be neuter? We are not talking of live things here, okay? Agent is grammatical agent. So if I say the table is on the floor, what is the agent here in the sentence? Table is on the floor. What's the agent? Table. And table, is it an agent really? Is it doing anything to stand there? Don't ask that question. Table is the karta of what? Standing, being on the floor. What is adhikarana? Floor. Floor, right? Therefore, what case should you use for floor? 7. 7, not 6, 7, right? 7th case. All right. So now you understand what this means now. So when I say agent, don't take agent purely as a living conscious being. That would be a wrong way of looking at it. Agent is purely grammatical. Whatever is denoting a noun in Kartari, a verb in Kartari Prayoga, is the agent. All right. So now, suppose it's a table. In English, how will you translate it? What or which? What stands on the floor? Which, who stands on the floor, you won't say. You will say, what stands on the floor? Correct? So for Kim, I'm giving you the possibility. Table is pitaha. Pitaha is masculine in Sanskrit. Okay? But in English, what will you say? Table. You can't call it masculine. I don't think it is. It will be neuter. So don't let this English gender come to mess you up in Sanskrit. It won't help you. All right? But understand, when you have a sentence, pitaha, right? Asti. Pita, I'm saying at a table right now. I'm using the word pita for a table, okay? Pita can also mean a plank to sit on. Doesn't matter. A platform. Pitaha asti. Kutra asti. See, pitaha asti first. Pitaha asti means what? There's a platform, or there's a chair or a table, let's say. Now the question will be, first question, asti is the verb. Verb is asti. Do you recognize asti? Asti is bhavati, is. Third person singular. Now what should the question be asked? What is the agent of being? What is? Who is? Which is? These are the questions you have to ask. And that questioning verb will be, Shabda will be what? Kim. If it's neuter, you may say what in English, or which. If it's a person, what will you say? Suppose somebody knocks the door. Will you say what is there? What will you say? Who is there? You'll say who is there? Who can be either man or woman. Correct? Today, dog also could be there. We don't know. Anyway, who is there? When you say who is there, the answer can be what? Either masculine or feminine. Correct? Therefore, the question, suppose you know it's a lady, you could ask, in English, can you ask which woman is there? How will you ask in English? You know, you hear a woman's voice outside, knocking on your door and calling you. Geeta, somebody is calling you from outside. Now, how will you respond? Suppose you want to know who it is. You don't want to open the door blind. How will you ask in English? Who is the woman there? Will you ask? Highly unlikely. But in Sanskritam, you can say who in feminine. So, Kim is a pratipadika. In masculine, the first case will go kaha, kau, ke. So suppose I want to say who is there? Kaha asi. Asi means second person singular. Asi, as shabd, as dhatu. Or kaha bhavasi. Kaha asi means what? Who are you? See, English is who is there. I can also say tatra kaha asti. I can say, but how would you normally say in Sanskrit? The phrase changes, you know. Who is there? How would you say? Kosi, who are you? Then he will say, she will say. If it's a he, you can say kosi. If it's a woman, ka ke kaha, kasi. Asi doesn't change. Word doesn't change with gender of the noun. Ka asi means what? Who are you? The lady outside. Right? And if there are many of them, many are at the door. And the children ask, Mom, who is outside? Who are all outside? How will they ask? Plural. Plural. That's all. So idea is same. So agent of an action you have to know. In terms of interrogation, means you're asking, who is the agent of the action? Clear? Now, once you know agent, what's the next most important karaka for us? The object, karma. So how will you ask the question? Suppose now I say, runs. Runs to where? Runs to what? Reads. Reads what? How will you ask that question? Pathati. Dhatu is pathati. Now you want to analyze the sentence. The way you ask is, kaha pathati, who reads? First question. That will give you answer is what? The agent of the action of reading. Second question is, kim pathati? What does he read? What does he read? Because typically, what will you read? A book. Book is pustakam. And pustakam will be what? Neuter. Pustakam. Therefore, question is kim pathati. Knowing already answer may be neuter. It may not be sometimes. They may have another word. It doesn't matter. But you at least know you have to use one of what? Kim shabda. Either masculine, feminine, or neuter. This much you first understand. Interrogation. Third question you heard asked now. With what does he read? He cannot read just like this. He needs what? Pair of glasses. Pair of glasses is called upanetra. Netra is eyes. Upanetra is something close to the eyes, an instrument. All right. So now you want to ask, with what does he read? How will you ask the question? Interrogation you need. Kim again comes in. What will you say now? Kena pathati. Kena. Kena is third case singular of Kim. But suppose you know that the adjective is going to be a feminine. You'll have to ask what? Kaya. Because ka ke kaha, kam ke kaha, kaya kabhyam kabhihi. That's how it will go. You have to know kaya. Right? Then he is giving a big danam. In this yajna, this man is giving a big danam. To whom is he giving? You have to ask. How will you ask? You again need kim shabda. To whom? How will you ask? Kasmai dadati. Kasmai danam dadati. Kasmai dhanam dadati. Kasmai vidyam dadati. All fine. No trouble. I'm using singular just for convenience. You should know all numbers will work. But suppose a woman is receiving, what will you say? Kasyai. Not kasmai, kasyai. Swamiji, when will I use neuter? Suppose you are giving to a kula, a family. The kulam is neuter. Okay? Kasmai kulaya dadati. Form is same as masculine because after first and second, neuter will look exactly like masculine. Fortunately, we don't have to struggle with every form of neuter. Know the first two, kim ke kani, the rest of them are done. No trouble. All right. Then after that, what? You want to know, why does he study? Why does he study? How will you ask? You need kim again. Which case? Hetu. Hetav panchami. What will you use? Fifth case. Kasmat pathati. Kasmat pathati. Masculine. If feminine? Kasyaha. Right? But see, now the point is this. Why you don't expect a neuter or feminine answer generally? Okay? It depends on the context. But I'm saying the words are there in all genders. But generally, what will be the question? Kasmat. He cooks. Kasmat. But suppose a person is running a marathon. What does he run? A marathon. I don't know what's the word for marathon. Okay. So let us say marathon. Marathon dhavati. I have made it into a Sanskrit word for now. Okay. Marathon dhavati. Dhavati runs. Now, you want to know from where did the marathon begin? How will you ask? Which case will you use? From. Which case will you use? Fifth case. Fifth case, right? Therefore, what will it be? Kasmat. What's the meaning now? Not for what reason. From which place? Because it could be a marathon is running from, from one suburb to another maybe. Right? So you have to say Kasmat. Kasmat can also be since when is he running marathons? Since what age? From the age of 10. That time. Any reference point when you have a question in English from, you understand it will go in fifth case. Any reference point for space, for time, it will always go, or even direction. Suppose I say, where is your house? It is to the east of what? East of what? That of what will go in Panchami. Are you with me? East of something will go in fifth case. North of fifth case. Below what? Fifth case. Above what? Fifth case. Because reference points, any directional word, whether it's time or space, requires a reference point. Correct? And that reference point must go in the fifth case. This is the rule. Panchami Vibhakti. You add. Upapada Vibhakti. We are expanding apadana, okay? So this may not come as a separate class, because if I do all of them one list, today it's in, tomorrow it will be out. Till you finish the exercise for this lesson, it will all be in. Then once that exercise is over, by the time you go to sixth case, fifth case forgotten. So by the time you finish seventh case, what do you remember? Only seventh case. This is what I used to find in my life, okay? You remember one, rest are gone. It's very difficult to manage. So you have to get them little by little and integrate them in your understanding. So it's very easy. Fifth case is anything. A reference point for a directional word will always be in the fifth case. North of what? South of what? Beginning with what? After which? Before which? Is this clear? Therefore, you see, when you say Sadeva Somya idam agre asit. Vedanta. Example. Sadeva asit. Sat alone was. Asit was. Agre. Avyaya meaning before. Now we ask. Agre means what? Before what? Reference point is needed. Answer is Srishtehe prak. Srishtehe prak. Srishti is a feminine ikarant strilinga word. If you decline in fifth case, you'll get what? Srishtehe, fifth case, singular. Therefore, Srishtehe means why fifth case? Because it is telling the reference point for prak, before. Before what? Before Srishti. Before what? Before death. Maranat prak. Before what? Before you were born. Janmat prak. You understand? Or after. After the death of your father. Maranat prak. Maranat antaram. Anantaram. After. Anantaram. So anantara, prak, purva will all require a fifth case to go along with it. Clear? Come back to where we were. This is an aside, okay? Just so it gets into your head well. Now, kasmat can be used for what? Why? Kasmat can be used for from where? From what? Due to which? All these are there. Fruit falls. From where? Fifth case. With kim, what will become? Kasmat. Okay? All right. Then you have sixth case. Whose house is this? How will you ask? Whose house is this? Whose? Whose is possessive? To whom does it belong? Therefore, sambandha will come. Sixth case. Which is the shabda? Kim. What is the form? Kasya. In masculine, kasya, kayoho, kesham. In feminine, what will it be?
Kasyaha.
Good. Kasyaha. Good. So, kasyaha. Therefore, we have to know the forms. Then you can ask these questions. Then what? Sixth case, sambandha is over. Then what? Seventh case. Seventh case is what? And see, when you're doing sambandha, so if it's feminine, it becomes kasyaha. So suppose I say, on which river is this boat sailing? On which river is the boat sailing? River is what gender? Feminine. Nadi Shabda, you all know, hopefully, right? Is feminine. Therefore, which should go in what gender? Feminine. What do I say? Fruit fell from which tree? Tree is vrikshaha. What gender? Masculine. Therefore, what should which go in? Masculine. So like this, you have to understand the pronoun is going along with which noun, and based on that, the gender of your pronoun has to undergo a change. But when you ask a question, you may not know. You generally end up using masculine. Then it can get revised when it's answered. The question is answered. Okay. So that's the way it will work. Then seventh case, I told you, on which river the boat is going. Kasmin. If it is masculine. If it's neuter, it will be what? If it's when, it will be what? Kasyam. Kasyam nadyam nauhu tarati. Something like that will happen. So now you can see I have demonstrated to you mainly with singulars, but the same will apply across all numbers. So this kim shabda becomes a very important shabda for you to know. To do any interrogation, to do vakya analysis, you start with interrogation. So if I say patati, who reads? What does he read? Why does he read? How does he read? When does he read? Where does he read? For what does he read? So everyone is an interrogation. And that you better know how to use kim shabda. Is that clear? Once you know kim shabda, now your answer has to come. And the answer typically will be what? This, that, right? This girl. Which girl? This girl. Which boy? That boy. Which planet? That planet. Which sun? This sun. This is how the answers will come. So the word this and that are very common. Now, this means what in English? What does that mean and what does this mean to you? This is something which is close, proximal to you, comparatively. That is something which is remote. Correct? So in Sanskrit also, see, any language, you have to express the same ideas. Ideas don't change because language changed. But the vocabulary and the refinement of ideas can happen. So in Sanskritam, you have a few pronouns now. One is etat, one is idam, one is adas, one is tad. 4 pronouns. All of them will decline in all 3 genders. All right. Now, I have arranged them deliberately in this sequence. What is etad? Very close. Etad is very close. Like what? He, she, or it, which is very close. Close, very close means what? Closer than what can be said by the next pronoun, idam. So the closest pronoun is what? Etat. Then close, but not that close. What will you use? Idam. Then you have adas. Adas is where it is not close, but it is still available for you for direct perception generally, or knowing directly, not indirect knowledge. Then you use the pronoun adas. Typical example is asau adityaha. This sun. The sun is not next to you, but he said this sun. How? There in Sanskrit we'll say asau. We won't say I am. And then the last one is tad, which is remote. Remote means what? You're talking of something which is indirect, not here right now. That man is like that, you know. That man, he is not here. You're talking about somebody, third person who is not here. Right? So that is tat. All these are very important. Among them, this others is relatively less used. So if you want a discount, I will give you some discount on others. But the remaining, if you learned idam and learned tad, you know, just add a to whatever you learned tad, you'll get the form of tad. There's no problem. It's very easy. So you'll see what tad will go as saha, tau, te in masculine. Saha, tau, te, tam, tau, tan, tena, tabhyam, taihi, tasmai, tabhyam, tebhyah, tasmat, tabhyam, tebhyah, tasya, tayoho, tesham, tasmin, tayoho, teshu. You want etad now? Just add a. Esaha, it won't be, it'll become eshaha. One change you have to remember. Eshaha. Then you just add a. Etau, ete, etam, etan. Everything will just add a to what you learned with Tat Shabda. How difficult is it once you learn Tat Shabda? It's like a LKG student will do in 1 second. Okay? It's as simple as that. You should know how to do it, not blind by brute force, but by using your buddhi, which Bhagavan has given in plenty. That is the advantage of learning Sanskrit when you're older. You can use your buddhi. As children, you can't use your buddhi so much. Teacher will ask you to memorize everything. You have to memorize blind. Right? But now we are adults. So you can use your buddhi and work smart, not only hard. Right? So, tat, etat. Very similar. And you will always hear saha. Very common word. Saha. Means what? It depends. In English, it may get translated as he. It may get translated as it. Saha vrikshaha puratana. Puratana means old. Vriksha means tree. How will you translate? This tree or that tree is very old. That tree. You can't say he tree. That tree. He is very old, you can't say. But you say that man is very old. Saha again. Saha purushaha is what? Old. What should I say for old? I have to find it.
Vruddha.
Vriddha. Good. Vriddha. All right. So you can use any word, but all I'm saying is saha. Our focus right now is on saha. Other words are by the way, so that you keep in touch. Saha. Tau, 2 of them. Te, all of them. Tam, object. To that. To him. Right? Question is, whom? To whom? Come. Answer will be tam. All right? Tam, tau, tan. Tena, tabhyam, taihi. Right? Now you have to be cautious. Saha, tau, te. In masculine, te is first vibhakti, plural. You go to feminine, what will happen? Sa, te, taha. What is te now? Sa, te, taha. It will be dvivachana. Okay? Tam, te, taha. Again, second vibhakti, dvivachana. If you go to neuter, what will happen? Tat, te, tani. Tat, te, tani. What will, te is what now? Again, dvivachana. Right? So you have to be cautious. A given word in a context has been where it belongs. You can't blindly say te is always that. This is why in your exercise, one of the questions is identify all possibilities for this word. Till now, it has been only within one gender. Now I'm crossing genders. Okay? In feminine, it has a different meaning. In masculine, it has a different meaning. It could also cross words. So somebody had a question. Swamiji, is the exercise, is the word harayoho or haryoho? Valid question. Harayoho or haryoho? Because first thing that comes to your mind is haryoho. You have memorized Hari Shabda. You have done a good job. Therefore, haryoho occurs in your head immediately. But this happens to be hara Shabda, not Hari Shabda. Therefore, harayoho is also valid. Haryoho is also valid. Right? So when you see a word, you'll be able to see the possibilities. Where does it fit? You know, it could fit in 2 places, in 2 shabdas sometimes. And in pronouns, it's all the more possible. So you have to be extra cautious. Okay? So you have to remember what? Idam will work as what? Ayam, imau, ime. Imam, imau, iman. Anena, abhyam, ebhihi. Right? So if you look at feminine, it will go what? Iyam, ime, imaha. So, that ima will come in both, but where it comes, you better know. Right? In feminine will be anaya, in masculine will be anayana. But once you get into that rhythm, that flow, you won't miss it. You just, in the beginning, it may look like, oh, there are so many, but you have to spend some time familiarizing yourself with these forms. Otherwise, it is very difficult because pronouns are used so often. Bhashyakara will use it left, right, and center. You want to look at Bhashyam, you better know pronouns well. That's why I'm emphasizing pronouns. I'm spending a special time on pronouns so that you don't miss it. Okay. So these pronouns, see again, you may take 2 more weeks to get there. It doesn't matter. In my mind, we started a class on April 1st. Okay. And much before that, I had said these things you should memorize. Therefore, those who came early should know what they were required to do when they had no classes even. So now it should help you connect well. All right. So the slides till now up to sarvanama. In next week, you will find more slides coming for remaining shabdas. Okay. It will come on. So you can start working. If you're finished this, you can start working on next set. But these are very important shabdas. So as I said, if you want a discount, do others at the end. Already in the slide, you will find it at the fag end. Okay. I may not remember every one of those forms, but if you see asav, amu, etc., you know it's others shabda. You can look up the book and find out. It's okay. All right. Then the same idea which I told you about remoteness, etc., in Shabda Manjari itself, you will find this verse, which explains exactly what it will be. Idamastu sannikrishtam. Idam is close. Samipatara varti cha etado rupam. Closer than idam. Samipatara. Tara means closer. Will be etad rupam. The forms of etad. Adasastu viprakrishtam. Adas is far away, not close. Taditi parokshe vijaniyat. That stands for paroksha, far away. Okay. This is the basics of basis of these. And as I said to you earlier, if give me 1 second. Let me share my screen again. Okay. I'm going to stop share and start again. So now I'll just share my desktop. So you can see this is what you will find in your folder. If you go to your see, so if you go to the top folder, you'll find this. You'll find something called an online catalog sheet, which hasn't been updated, will get updated in time, which will tell you what's there in each class. There's a README, which I hope everybody reads in the beginning. Then there is Sanskrit classes. You go in there. Rather, you go to references right now. In that, you find Shabdarupa's slides. Go there. You find these slides. Sarvanaamas 1, Sarvanaamas 2, and basic. Okay. If you go to Sarvanaamas 1, you will find all the Shabdas which I was just mentioning to you. So if I say run it as a slideshow, it will show it to you immediately. So you can see, sorry. Idam, in masculine, in feminine, in napumsaka, then kim shabda, then yushmat shabda, asmat shabda, all these you will see. And you go to any one of them, you can easily go and see. So it will tell you what you need to look at before that. And then if you move on to that, you will see how the form will come. Okay. And wherever it ends in ta is an optional form. You should just know it by just like that. Not have to memorize it as an optional form. This is not an optional form. This is a sandhi change. Okay. When I say optional form, it means something slightly different. So let me go to the contents page. So if you go to, idam shabda, you will find ayam, imau, ime, imam, enam. This is not sandhi. This is what I call an optional form. Enam. Imam and enam are similar, but the meaning is same. But they are, different forms. Okay. So in asmad and ismad, alternate forms are very important. Rest of them, don't worry much about it. I just went back to sarva from there. Okay. You can navigate back and forth. So it will show you what's to be done. All right. And then if you go to the sarvanaama 2, it will show you the remaining sarvanaama shabdas, which will be dakaranta, yad shabda, tad shabda, etad shabda, and other shabda. All these will show you. Okay. So we haven't looked at yad yet. We will go to that now. Right. So share. This yad, by the way, is what we call a relative pronoun. What do I mean relative pronoun? So you say, who answered the question, last question? The one who answered the first question is the one who answered the last question. Who killed Jayadratha? The one who killed Bhishma. I can say anything, okay? I'm just giving you a relative correlative example, okay? So who taught Arjuna? Subhadra's husband is the one who taught Arjuna. Is it? No. Anyway, all I'm trying to give you is a relative correlative to tell you the fact that, Rukmini's husband taught Arjuna. Now, who is Rukmini's husband? Krishna. So you relate that Rukmini's husband with Krishna. This is called relative correlative. You relate two nouns. Okay. So this kind of usage is very common in the language. So whenever you have a relative, you should have a correlative. Means what does it relate to? Right. So the one who killed Ravana is the one who ruled over Ayodhya. The one who killed is relative. What is correlative then? Who ruled Ayodhya connects back to that person. Okay. So this is the idea of yat and tat. So the word is that and who, and it looks like Kim. Who? The one who killed Ravana, but it's not Kim, it is yat. Yena Ravanaha hataha. By whom Ravana was killed, saha Ayodhyayam rajate. He shines in Ayodhya. I can make a sentence like that. Now, yena is in third case, saha is in first case. Doesn't matter. The yat and tat, any case of yat will ultimately bring you to some case of tat. Are you with me? So in this context, you should know that it is not only tat. Any of these, etad, idam, others, tat, anything can come in the face of yat. It's possible. Okay. So what you will find, this note will be in your shared folder. You can see it later. Okay. So it will give you, the idea is a relative pronoun corresponding to who, which, or what. Proper correlative is tad. Yasya buddhi balam, tasya dhana balam. Let's say one who has brain power has money power. I can make it that way. Yasya tasya correlates. All right. But sometimes it can relate with idam, others, etad. All this can come in the place of tad. Don't think only tad will come. All right. So there are, see this, what you're seeing here is a clean lift from Apte's dictionary. Okay. Nothing I have done. Just lifted it for you so you can see it clearly in one place. All right. And, there are a bunch of things which go with this pronoun, which should be known also to you. There are these things like chid, chana, va, api, which can combine pronouns, especially chid and chana. chit and chana will give an indefinite meaning. What do I mean? Suppose you say, there was a forest which lived in there was a lion which lived in a forest. There's a lion which lived in a forest. Child asks, which forest? A, in whichever forest. How do you say whichever forest? Kasminshchit vane simhaha vasati sma. Kasminshchit. Kasmin means in. Kasminshchit means what? There's an indefiniteness. Who gave me these flowers? Who? Kaha. Who gave me these flowers? Kaschit. Somebody. You understand? Kaha is somebody. Who? Kaschit is whoever. Somebody. Kena. By whom was this mistake done? Kena chidapi. By somebody. We don't say who. There's an indefiniteness. This is what we call indefinite. Okay? You're not trying to specify exactly. By whom should it be done? Kenapi. By anybody, let it be done. Kenapi. Kenapi karotu. Kahapi karotu. Kopi karotu. Whoever is, let anybody do this. We have a spillage in the hall. Please wipe it. Who should do it? Anybody can do it. How do you say anybody? You use skim only. Any. Interrogative. But you add api. Kenapi. Then by anyone. Kahapi. Whoever. Kamapi. To whosoever. Kasmayapi. To whomever you want to give. Kasyapi. To whosoever it belongs. Whosoever it is. You see the indefiniteness? This is called indefiniteness. And it can be said by chit, kaschit, kanchit. I'm just, see, you're adding the chit and chana to the well-formed pada. Kaha, kam, kena, kasmai. These are all the singular forms in kim shabda. To add chit, kaschit, kahachit becomes kaschit, kam plus chit, kanchit, kena plus chit, kenachit, kasmai plus chit, kasmai chit, kasmachit, kasmachit, kasya plus chit, kasya chit, kasmin plus chit, kasmin chit. You can add chit to any one of these words, singular, dual, or plural, and they will give a sense of indefiniteness. Same way, you can add chana, kaschana, kanchana, kenachana, kasmaichana, kasmachana, kasyachana, kasminchana. Normally, we don't see that much of chana, we see more of chit, but they're equivalent. Similarly, you can add api. These are all good to know because you will see a huge range of words comes within your range. You know one pronoun now, kasmin, kim shabda in all three genders. You can make so many words known to you because they will just add one more chit and chana and they will all be avyayas. Many a time they will be called avyayas. But the meaning will be in that case only. Okay. So this is also a feature which is very common to pronouns and mainly the skim. Chana and chit are added only to kim, not to everything. You can't say tasmin chit, etc. Because indefinite is only when a question is asked. When you're saying there is no indefiniteness to it. On which tree did he climb? On whichever tree is the answer. But if you give an answer on that tree, you cannot say on that ever tree. Whichever only will come, not that ever. Clear? So those ideas are what I have tried to bring out here. Okay. So don't worry if you don't follow. Now see, if you say yadapi, that has a meaning. It has a meaning although. See, yad itself, yat is a pronoun, which means it declines. But there is also an indeclinable yat. And that meaning is he's giving you, used to introduce a direct or subordinate assertion. Satyoyam janapravadaha. Yat, that yat is relating something else, introducing another subordinate assertion. I'm not getting into subordinate assertion, etc. right now, but we will probably look at understanding this sometime, another occasion. Okay. So this yat can also be an indeclinable. And when you make it indeclinable, Yadapi will mean although. Yadarthe or yadartham will mean for which purpose, on which account. If you say yat krite, why? Yadva, else, whether. So you will find yadva in the Bhashyam so many times. That's why he says, Apte says, often used by commentators in suggesting an alternate meaning. You will see this in Brihadaranyaka Bhashya all the time. Yadva, athava, va, aho, swit, all these you will see. Okay? This much you should know about sarvanama. And more quickly you get familiar with sarvanama shabda, the better off you will be. Right? Now, let me go back to Avyayas, which we were looking at last time. Okay. What is Avyaya? Words that do not change their form in any way depending on gender, case, number, etc. Which means the words do not conjugate or decline. And they're called Avyaya. In English, they're called indeclinable. Okay. This definition we saw last time from Shabdamanjari. I just put it in here for your reference. I've explained it in the last class. Now, here's a common list of Avyayas. I was thinking how to do it, then I decided to come up with some way. Now, this highlighting in yellow, I have done it wherein you have more words following by adding another indeclinable. So atha has so many meanings, like then, afterwards, if, now, but if, while, but. So many meanings are there. On the other hand, so, also, etc. You will only know these when you see usages. And if I give you usages without language, they will go nowhere. Therefore, I don't want to give examples right now. Okay. But then you have another avyaya, atha kim. It is atha plus kim. Two avyayas are joining together. And what's the meaning? What else? That's the meaning, one of the possible meanings. Similarly, athava, it's two avyayas, atha and va. It will be written athava. And what does it mean? Or rather, or else. All these meanings are there for athava. So now, these were related with atha. That's why one yellow here. Next is va. Va has got so many things related to it. So you can see now, va means what? Basically, or, as well, possibly. Sometimes can mean and, same as cha. Now, how does va combine? Nava. Nava means not, or neither. Navare patyuhu kamaya patihi priyam bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya patihi priyam bhavati. Like this you will find. Nava are. Not that a husband is dear for the husband's sake. That meaning comes there. Nava. Yadiva. If. Or if. Yadva. Or else. We saw yadva just now. We saw yad. Kimva. Whether. Kimva. Saha tasya putraha agraja putraha va kanishtaha putraha va. Is he the elder son or the younger son? Question can come. Agre, another word now. So I'm not marking an end of this. Why you can so many vas. See, the reason I put them together is you can remember them as a bunch. If I put it alphabetically, na will go somewhere, yadi will go somewhere. You will not see the relationship. Therefore, I have bunched them together so that the order is retained and you can bunch them together. Antar means in between. You will see as antaha. Yontah pravishyamam avacham. One who enters me, my words, etc. Alam means enough. And whatever is in bold means these avyayas, I think, are more used than those which are not in bold. Okay? Conventions I have followed. Alam is enough. Avashyam, surely. Asakrit, not once. You may say, Swami, you're just reading. What will I remember? It is true. You will have to get used to them and see usages, then you will remember. Aho. Aho can be a doubt, can be an alternate. So aho swit, similar thing, which again sees doubt. So aho and aho swit are kept together. Uta. Uta means again shows doubt or uncertainty. You get a bunch there. Kimuta, pratyuta, utava, uta aho. Bunch of them. So you keep this bunch together, you get more. All right. Pratyuta, on the contrary. You'll see this in Bhashyam. Pratyuta. Kimuta. Is it like this or like that? The question part. Answer part, one answer, then pratyuta. On the contrary, another person says this. Okay. Uta aho is same as uta. No difference in it. Or. Iti, very common. To quote something. And very often in Bhashya, in the mean of a cause, which we will normally translate as because, since, on the ground that. These are common translations for iti. Very important. Iti you will find innumerable times in the commentaries. Ityarthaha. Iti arthaha. Combine them. Ityarthaha. This is the meaning. If you know the meaning of iti and artha, you can put them together. Ityarthaha, this is the meaning. Ityartham. Artham is for this purpose. Ityadi, etc. And so on and so forth. Ityuktam. It was said thus. Iti uktam. Iti katha. This is a story. It's all meaningless talk. Iti katha. Katha means it's not real. It's a story. Therefore, it's just a hearsay. Iti kartavya. Should be done. Iti. Iti kartavyam here means should be done. Iti vrittam. It so happened. Itiha. Itiha is as per a tradition. Itiha asa. History. Iva. Like. Now a bunch of words. Kimiva. Kathamiva. Kwa iva. Iva is like. Eva. Indeed. Truly. Really. Etc. You will have to read these at your own time. Because even if I read slowly, nothing much will come. You will have only Shravana Sukham right now. If you're familiar, you get something. But I'm putting them in one place for you to see. All right. Evam. Eva, evam, very important. Eva is emphasis. Evam in this manner. Thus. Okay. Evamadi, etc. Now, I told you about chit and chana. You will see that. Kachit, kachana. Now, kim comes. Kim is an adjective. Can also be a avyaya. I'm sorry, avyaya. Okay. Now, katham is a form of kin. Katham really is a form of kim. This tha tells you prakara vachana. How? What becomes how? See, when you say tatha, that's how. Yatha, in which manner. All this is coming with tha. Katham, yatha, tatha, itham, in this way. Collect them as a bunch. All right. Katham, kathamapi, kathanchana, kathanchit. I gave you all these examples just a few minutes ago. Examples with katham now. Instead of just kinchana, it is kathanchana. Same meaning, indefinite. Kathamiva, katham nama, katham nuva, katham svit. How possible is the meaning for all these? Karhi. This irhi, irhil is the pratyaya. Has a meaning of time. Karhi, when, at what time. Tarhi, then. Etarhi, now. Okay? Like this, you have words which come as a bunch. Kada, when. Similar words, da ending are what? Tada, then. Yada, when. Sada, always. Sarvada, always. Da is in time. Da is in time. Add a pronoun, you will get an appropriate word. But kim doesn't become kimda. It becomes kada. That's the difference. Kada chana, indefiniteness, at some time. Chana. Kada chit. So these are extra just mentioned again. But if you know chana and chit, these are all gone. You already know the meaning. Na kada chit, never. Kimapi, to some extent. Kimiti, why? Kimiva, what for? Kincha, moreover. See how many get you kim? Kinchana, kinchit, kimtarhi. How then? Why then? Kintu, but, yet. Kinnu, what more? Kinnu khalu, how possibly? Kimu, whether. Kim va, whether or. Kim swith, kwachana. Kwa is also seventh case meaning of kim. Kwa, kutra, kada, all seventh case meanings. Kinchit, kinchana. This chit and chana are very important. Therefore, I repeated them. Okay. So you can see there are so many. Cha means and. This should have been highlighted. Okay. I've somehow missed it. All right. Should be highlighted. Chet, very important. If provided that. And they have a bunch of words. Athachet, apichet, itichet, no chet, yadichet, all variants of if. But if, even if not, if. Chet, simple word. Chet, no declensions. Tad is remote. I just told you about tad. It's a pronoun. Sarvanaamas. From there you get tatra, tada, tarhi, tatha, etc. Should bunch them together. Tatha, in that manner. Tatha iti, tatha cha, bunch with tatha. So if you say tatha, it means okay, all right. That's all it means. Will you do this? Tatha. Okay, I'll do it. Tathapi, even then. Tathahi, in that, in illustrating this, for instance. Tathaiva, in this way only, exactly like this. Tu, but. This tu is a but, very important, but. Doesn't have a bunch, therefore not highlighted. Tu. Na, no. Nahi, certainly not. Nanu. Nanu means doubt. In Bhashya means generally doubt. Nanu. Nana, many. Nama, possibility. Katham nama. Nunam, surely. Param, highest. Parantu, but. Punaha, again. Punaha api, again, once more. Punaf punaha, repeatedly. Puras, in front. Prithak, different. Prak, before. Prayaha, mostly. Bahihi, outside. Bhuyaha, to a great degree or repeatedly. Ma, don't. Ma phaleshu kadachana. That ma, no, negation. Muhuhu, again, repeatedly. Muhur muhuhu, again and again. Mrisha, untruly. Yadi, if. Yugapat, simultaneously. Va, or. Vina, without. Vritha, in vain. Why, indeed. Satatam, continuous. So you can see saha, with. Sakshat, it should have been sakshat, not sakshat, okay? Mistake here. Sakshat, it should have been. Sahi. He means because. This is the list, okay? I haven't put a number here. I have just put a bunch of avyayas together. I had 3 times this list. I have cut it down to what I thought would be useful to you. Okay? There are more avyayas to be looked at. All right? And these avyayas are derived from a dhatu. Means what? If you know the meaning of the root, you can guess the meaning, or you will know the meaning of the avyaya. Common ones are ktva. One pratyaya called ktva. You add it to any dhatu, it means whatever dhatu action is, having done that. For example, kr means what? What does the dhatu kr mean? To do. All right? Kritva will mean having done. Go, what is the dhatu? Come. Gatva, having gone. Han, to hurt, to kill, to destroy. Hatva, having killed. Pa, to drink. Pitva, having drunk. Mil, to meet. Militva, having met. Pat, to read. Patitva, having read. Bhu, to be. Bhutva, having been. Gya, to know. Gyatva, what does it mean? You should be able to tell me now. Having known, right? Khad, to eat. Khaditva. What will it mean? Having eaten. Bhuj, to experience. Bhuktva. What would it mean? Having experience. Very straightforward. Now, if you, as many dhatus as you know, that many avyayas ending in tva, you know, no declensions. This is how it will be all. Tva. But if the dhatu is preceded by an upasarga, then you should not add tva. If a dhatu is preceded by upasarga, you add a pratyaya called lyap, and that will become ya. Anu bhu, see bhutva, having done, having been, bhutva. But anubhu, anu plus bhu, anubhuya. Anubhuya. Gyatva, having known. But parigyaya, having well understood. Same meaning, having, but the word becomes ya instead of twa in there. Okay? Adhigamya. Gatva, having gone. Adhigam means to know. Adhigamya, having known. So, see, you see, the attempt is this. On one hand, you are learning tinganta. You have to know dhatu. Right? When you know dhatu, you add one twa, you get one easy avyaya, whose meaning you know. You add lyap, with all upasargas, it will only lyap, no other thing. You get so many more words. And there are no declensions there. Okay? Now, when you add twa or lyap, sometimes the dhatu will take an e. That's why patitva, not pattva, patitva. Tyaj will become not tyajtva, tyaktva, sandhi. Sometimes sandhi changes will happen. Jitva, having one, straightforward. So sometimes just twa will come, sometimes itva will come. Sometimes sandhi changes will happen. When e comes, normally sandhi change won't happen. When e doesn't come, sandhi can happen. Forms you have to get familiar. We'll look at this in more detail later. This is only an introduction to avyayas. In that context, I want you to know ktva. I want you to know lyap. And there's one more called tumun. Tumun. I'm giving you Paninian names of pratyas because they will be very useful later for us in a few days. Right now, understand tumun means tum. Twa means twa. Lyap means ya. Don't worry more than that. All right. All these will be in your note when I put it out for you. Don't worry. Okay. Don't have to write quickly. Listen, understand. So tumun is a pratyaya which has the meaning of to do, in order to do. When you want to do one action, and in order to do one action, you have to do a second action. Then the second action will take a pratyaya tumun. Right? For example, you want to go. You want to go where? To a restaurant. For what? Why do you go to a restaurant? To eat. Right? So now, restaurant gachati. This is our Singlish, Sanskrit plus English, Singlish language. Okay? Restaurant gachati. You understand what I mean? He goes to the restaurant. For what? To dance? No. To eat. Khaditum. Khadhatu. To eat. Add tum. Khaditum. Restaurant gachati. Why do you go to school? Patshala. Where do you go? To read. Pathitum. Pathashalam gachati. Why do you go to temple? Devalayam. To praise the Lord. Stotum. Devalayam gachati. Okay. So, why do you eat? So that I can go. Gantum khadati. I changed now. Gantum, to go. He eats. Why? To go, he needs energy. Therefore, he eats. So when one action is done for the sake of another action, then the action which is to be done first will take the pratyaya tum. Sorry. The action for which you do is will take tum. Tva will come in for that. Sorry. Okay. So these are also avyayas. These are called krdanta avyayas because the pratyas tva, lyap, tumun are krdanta pratyas, krit pratyas. You should remember what is krit pratyaya now. If you don't remember, go back to class 8 or 9 and look. You will remember. A pratyaya which is added to a dhatu to form a new pratipadika is called a krit pratyaya. All right. And these are easy krit pratyas because no declension, no pratipadika, just straight away avyaya you will. Okay. So that you will find, as I told you, in this document. Kridanta avyaya. No, went away. Sorry. All right. After this, it should be. Yeah. So now you see dhatu plus. Okay, I have not done this yet. I'm sorry. I have to still touch something which I haven't touched. Where did I put these now? Must have put it on top. Up. Okay, some goof up. I have messed up where I put it. I thought I had it in this document. I will look for it and put it in for you. Okay, just trying to find it. If I can quickly find it and share it with you right now. Yeah, there it is actually. Twa. Twanta pratyaya. Dhatu plus twa or itwa. So pratyaya twa. This is the Paninian name. Okay. And what should you know? The content is only twa. The ka goes away. Why it goes away, etc. We'll see later. Very important. You remember as twa and remember twa. Both you remember. Okay. What will you get? Ektwanta avyaya. Ending in twa. Whatever I told you is explained here. Okay. So examples are here. Bhutva, kritva, gyatva, patitva, labdva, shrutva, pitva. All these you will see. What should you do? You should write the meanings of these by your own. Because you should know what dhatu it means. Add and say having done that. This is exercise. Okay. Lyabanta only if you have a upasarga. Anubhuya, not an. Anu, it should have been okay. Anubhuya, paribhuya, like that you will get. Paribhuya having defeated. Anubhuya having experience. Meaning changes because of upasarga. Upakritya, having helped. Upalabhya, having gained. Aniya, having brought. Parigyaya, having known. Parityajya, having given up. So like this, all these are examples. Then Lyabanta, then tumun. Tumun is, I told you, for the sake of doing something. Example, didn't have time to type it in yet. All right. So it will happen in time. So is this clear? Today we have discussed sarvanaama and avyayas. Introduction to avyayas is done. All right. We will look at twa and lyap, etc. separately later in more detail. At some time, one of these days. But when, I don't know. But right now, what is in my mind, you have understood sarvanaama and if you have understood some idea of avyayas. I don't expect you to remember all of them, but the more familiar you are with these words, the more you will appreciate and understand the language. And these are low-hanging fruit in my mind because there is no declension, no gender, nothing to do. Just have to know a word and its meaning. And they're used very heavily. All right. Okay. What's the time? Already 4 minutes time. All right. I thought I would do better than this, but I didn't. Okay. So now, when it comes to exercise, let's look at the exercise quickly. Okay. So this is the exercise you all were given. All right. By the way, see what I have in mind is you will get a mail from me. All right. With some kind of a link. All right. Actually, let me show you what happened. You will get a mail from me with a link. When you click that link, you will be asked to give your name, right? And upload a file. Whatever you have written for the answers, you upload it. When you upload it, Google Sheets will send you back an answer sheet. So you can compare. I'm not going to put in the shared drive because anybody will have a temptation to go look at it before you even try. So you attempt it, and when you're done, you click a link and you say, I'm submitting my answers. And I can see those answers, by the way, okay? So if you give me junk, I'll know what you're doing. Not that I will look at them, but I would like to know how people are finding it. You know, how much effort has gone into it. I want to understand. All right. So right now, when you send a text file, it will give you back a text file. And a text file, you should keep the questions as they are. Just add answers. Don't change the text file. Otherwise, the upload program is very smart. It will tell you you're not uploading answers for the right exercise. If you give me some junk file, it won't take it. Okay. It must have the same exercise file with the answers. Then you will get back an answer sheet in your mail. Whoever submits will get an answer in the mail. That's how it will work. Okay. That arrangement will come to place in a day or two. So I'm not giving you the answer sheet today. All right. It will come to you by email.
PDF can be uploaded, Swamiji?
No, please, if you can, use doc. Right now it won't. We'll see what we can do. If there's a constraint, let me know. We'll see what we can do about it.
Anyway, we'll adjust. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
So how will that appear? I'm showing you now. Just give me a second. Share screen. All right. Now let me go to my thing here and hit escape. Right. Give me 1 second. Okay. Do this. Oh, hasn't got my mails in place yet. Right. Let's give a second. Okay. Stop it for a second. Finish my job and come back to you. I had to close my browser just before class today. Therefore, I lost something. So give me 2 minutes to get the file in place. Then I will share with you. Okay. Share the screen with you again. Look at it. Okay. Do you see the screen now? You will have a form. You'll get a mail. Okay. And when you click on a link, you'll get something like this. All right. So you choose the account that you want to choose, whichever account you want to choose, if you have multiple accounts, right? And then it'll ask you for email. You put your email in, right? And then see, it'll say add file, right? You click on add file and it will ask you to browse and find which file you want to upload. Find it, and then once you're done, you just say upload it, and it'll go and you will get back a mail in time. Okay, because we are planning to make it such a way that anybody who submits one time in a day, maybe at 5 in the evening or sometime in the day, it'll send a batch of mails to whoever submitted on a given day. These things are yet being ironed out. It may take a little time to iron them out, but the idea is we will probably send out in a batch whoever submits on a given day. All right, then you can check. That's how this arrangement will work. This is thanks to Kirtivardhan. Is putting this Google slides together, do all this to make it happen. In time, we'll try to make it more sophisticated, wherein you give multiple choice answer, it will correct and tell you exactly what is right, and we'll see what we can do with that. All right. So, all right. Now it's already 7:32. If people have to leave, please leave. I will discuss the exercise with those of you who have some time, a little of it. All right. So let's go back to exercise 1. So now, see, in this, I will tell you the key for this right away, right? Main one. So which one is the, you should identify which is first person and second person in this whole list. Is Marut first person or second person? Which one is it? Which is the first person Shabda in the whole list of Shabdas? You can answer. Asmat. Which is second person? Yushmat. Other than those two, what will everything else be? Third person. That's the answer to that. That's the main thing I wanted you to see in that question. So you understand what is meant by first person, second person, and third person. And when you're working with the verb forms, you should know what the first person, second person, third person to link to the corresponding nouns. Therefore, first person verbs will only go with aham. Second person nouns will go with, verbs will go with Yushmat or Sambodhana. Keep that in mind. Sambodhana. Hey Rama, kutra gacchasi, I can say. Need not be tvam. Hey Rama is equal. That tvam is implied there. In Sambodhana, tvam is implied. You can supply it, you may not supply it. All right. So this is all that is happening in that. Other than that, in this one, what else was there? You just have to put a gender and the last letter. Last letter you can do blind. There's nothing to do, no exercise really. Ma, what is ending? Ah, that's all you have to catch it. Right? So this is what, why is it not moving? Okay, this is what this is about. You may not know Vari is neutral or not. This is to make you familiar at least with the template words in Shabda Manjari, okay? So that you open the book and know what are the template Shabdas. Template means using which you will learn other Shabdas. Vari is given as Ikaranta Napumsakalinga Shabda in Shabda Manjari. Okay? Now, did any one of you have difficulties in this A? If so, what difficulties you had? You tell me. Be feel free, okay?
Gender.
See, correct. Gender will be somewhat a challenge in the beginning, but I told you hints are Akaranta can never be feminine.
Correct.
You should eliminate what can be eliminated, okay? E, A ending normally will be feminine. Short ending E, U, R is a challenge. But in this exercise, I had said it is predominantly looking at, Akaranta and only the first slide, basic Ajanta slides. So if you know what's in basic Ajanta slides, it did not include E, U, etc. So I may have included some just for fun, but my goal was for you to get familiar with the words. Yes, Deepti, you have a question?
Babaji, in this, like that and Sarva,
yeah,
that is option 4th and option 7th.
Mm-hmm.
So then, because when we genders, we will write all the 3, right?
Correct.
Multiple.
So the idea, fair enough. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I'll answer that right now for you. So the idea was this. See, when you look at 4, tad, you should be able to say it's all 3 genders. That's what I want you to know. Because it is in all 3 genders. Tad Shabda. Asmar is also in all 3 genders, but no different forms. One form in all 3 genders. Tad is different forms in all 3 genders. Similarly, Sarva, there's a slight confusion possible. Sarva becomes Sarva in feminine. Right? But if you answered all 3 genders, I'm quite happy with that. Because that's the spirit with which I asked the question. Okay.
Amiji, in this case,
yeah,
the Shabda Manjari itself has differentiated. It says Napumsakalinga and Trishu Lingeshu.
Where
Uh,
correct. No, I agree
uh,
with you. Okay, it has, but I'm saying from our perspective, see, Trishu Lingeshu Samanam is only Asmat,
Asmat and
Shmat
Yushmat.
and Avyayas. There is nothing else.
correct.
Nothing else. Yes, Shobana, you have a question? Unmute and ask. Unmute, Shobana.
Yeah, Swamiji, I had a question about Kim. So the person of Kim, it could be 1, 2, or 3. That is what I was thinking. But then you
Where
said
is
it's
where is it
3.
here in this list? Have you come? Oh, here. Okay, Kim. Now,
9th.
9th one, right? When you're saying person, it
Okay.
can be which one now? It cannot be 1, 2, right? 1 is only you. Kim is not about you. Kaha can never be you. Answer can be you, but the question is always about third person.
Okay.
That's why I said
Yeah.
only first person is Asmad, only second person Yushmad. Others will all be third person in some way. I understand your difficulty because who can also be me. Fair enough. But I expect only third person.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Swamiji. Yes.
Yes, Deep, you have another question?
No, Swamiji.
Okay,
No.
put your hand down.
Sorry.
All right. Okay. So any other questions on this one? On first question? Part A. As I said, the idea is you get familiar with all these. These are all template words predominantly. Okay. Second one now. I said recognize the following verb forms. All right. Kartari, karmani, or bhave. Now, in some cases, it can be both kartari, karmani, or bhave. Can have multiple situations, right? So that's something which you have to catch. Now, you can ask me where you had difficulties. Anyway. If you raise your hands, it will be easier for me to ask one by one. Yes, Douglas.
In number 4.
Number 4.
Bhavata.
I-
That was a mistake.
I cheated on this. I had given it a bhavata. I made bhavata later. Fair enough. Not cheated. I modified it. Okay. Because I noticed that it was going to lot lakara, which you are not familiar with. So I changed it to make it lat lakara. If you saw bhavata, it will work if it is lot lakara.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sorry, that's my mistake. Yes. Any other question? Yes, Deepthi.
Swamiji, those which are in Karmani Prayoga, that is
Give me an
option
example.
11,
11.
13,
Patyante.
and
Okay.
15.
Patyante. Tell me about it. Yeah.
So how will we give the translation in English?
Translation in English will be, see,
Is read by them.
is read. Is read. That's all. By etc. I'm not interested. Patyante is read. Or are read, rather. Not is read, are read. Pustakani patyante. Okay. But what about dahyate? Now, look, patyante. Is it kartare prayoga, karmani prayoga, or bhave prayoga? Who wants to answer? Raise your hand. Yes, Shobana.
Karmani and I think Karmani and Bhave, that is what I have written. So
Wonderful.
I thought it was Atmane.
Correct. Karmani or bhave. When will it be bhave?
Because you.
When will it be bhave?
No karma.
When there is no karma.
When there is
When
no
there is
karma.
no karma. Means, after all, if something is being read, some book is being read, something is being read, but the speaker does not intend to mention what is being read, then it becomes bhave. Otherwise, it will be karmani prayoga. Archana, you have a question? Or an answer?
No, over here, when we say bhave prayoga was only third person singular, this is plural, right? So it can't be bhave, right?
Ah, good. Very good. Wonderful. You made a good catch. I missed that myself. Good. You're right. I stand corrected. It would have to be only patyate if it is bhave. Thank you, Archana. Appreciate that. Very good. Shobhana, you got that? I made a mistake in saying it can be both. Patyate, only third person singular will be in bhave prayoga. All others will be only in karma.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Archana. Very good. That's a good catch. All right. Any other question? Deepti, you have a question still?
That's the same only, Swamiji. Patyate, dahyate, then patyate will become only bhave prayoga and
Yes,
not karmani. We cannot write karmani. Also,
Patyate can never be karmani. Why?
yeah, because it's akarmaka.
It's a karmaka
Yeah.
dhatu. Similarly, dahyate. What about dahyate?
Burnt.
Daha dhatu, to burn. Yes, Geeta Krishnamurthy.
Burnt.
Unmute.
19.
Oh, no, I was going with dahyate right now.
Okay.
I thought you were answering that. I'll take the next question later, but if you know dahyate, you can tell me. 13.
Root is daha and the prayoga is karmani as well as bhave.
Karmani or bhava, you're saying.
Or
I'll
bhave
ask.
also.
Correct. It can
Yeah.
be either. Why?
Yeah.
Because daha is
Yes.
a karmaka.
Yeah.
Correct.
And it is
Correct.
he, she, or it burns. That would be the meaning.
That's okay. I'm interested mainly in knowing karmani prayoga, I catch it, and it burns. No?
Yeah.
Is burned. Is burned. That much is the meaning.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
You had a question on 19?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Swamiji, is it labhate or is it labhyate? This question
Now,
number 19.
good. Now, when you say labhate, what would be the form? It will
Then
be
it would
kartari
be
prayoga.
Correct.
Correct.
Labhyate
When
is
labhyate,
karmani.
what will be the form?
That will be. It will
Yes,
be
answer.
atmane pada.
Mane pada, it is there either way.
Yeah, but it will be
labhyate.
karmani. It will be karmani.
Karmani or bhava.
Yeah. But I don't know, is the labhya a root or it will be, I thought it will
No.
be labhate.
Look, okay. Let me make
Lab
it
is
clear.
the root.
Whenever, see, when you saw dakhyate, how do you tell me about dakhyate? Dak is which gana? Is it fourth gana? First gana. How did you add ya there and say it's karmani or bhave? See, there you saw dahati is kartari prayoga and you said dakhyate is bhave. You got that. Correct? Pathyante you got.
Yeah.
Correct.
Then why you can't get labhyate? Only reason is because in your mind, labadhatu is atmane pada. Therefore, you think it should not add ya. No. Labadhatu, even if it's atmane pada, it's kartari prayoga. In karmani prayoga or bhave prayoga, ya will get added.
Okay.
In lat, lot, lung, vidiling, it will get added and then only you'll make atmane pada ending. So you'll get labhyate, labhyete, labhyante will be bhava or karmani prayoga.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Yes. I saw Priyanka. You had your question?
But that was the same question about adding here, then
Okay.
got answered.
That's good. All right. Vrinda, you have a question? Unmute yourself, please.
Lebhyade means meaning.
Labh, to gain.
Lebhyade means
Is gained.
is
Karmani
gained.
prayoga. Is gained.
Is gained.
Yeah.
Oh, getting is not getting happened. It won't. Getting is
Sorry?
happened.
I'm
I
sorry.
wrote like getting is happened. Like I wrote like that.
It's okay. I understand English translation difficult. Understand. Labhyate means, say for example, I gain a book. Aham pustakam labhe. But book is gained by me. Pustakam maya labhyate. That's all. Book is gained by me. See, if it's bhave prayoga, it will be gaining is happened by me. It's okay. Translation in English for bhave will never be clean. You understand it. That's all. Understand what it says. Manjula, you have a question? Vrinda, you done?
Okay.
Manjula, your question. Unmute.
Eighth one, avavaha.
Avavaha. Yeah. What about it?
3, 2.
I've written it as 2 and 3. Correct? Karmani and bhave.
Why? You will have to explain why. Why karmani and bhave for avavaha? What is dhatu first? What is dhatu first?
Rakshane.
No.
Rakshane.
No. A is not rakshane. There is no dhatu a. See, if it is karmani or first thing, if it is karmani or bhave prayoga, what is the first thing it should have? Atmanepada ending. Is it Atmanepada ending?
Both. Oh, okay. Protect us both. Correct. Protect us both.
No.
They both
Avavaha.
protect.
What person is this? First person, second person, third person.
First person.
First person. So what should it be?
Huh?
Ava is to protect.
Huh.
Avam, avavaha. What will it mean?
Protect us both.
Hey, think carefully. Who is the agent of protecting here? First person.
Bhagwan.
How? First person agent. Who is the first person? Bhagavan or you?
No, but huh?
Oh,
You.
we both protect.
We both protect. That's
We
all.
both protect. We
Three.
both. We both
protect.
We
Yeah.
both protect.
Yeah. Don't think this is all Bhagavan protects. This is all our thinking. Here it's Sanskrit. Go purely with Sanskrit. Okay. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Sujata.
Isn't it 3?
With that only. And it's Patyante.
Sorry. 11.
Patyante.
Yeah.
11.
You're
So
breaking up.
I wrote it as second and third, that is karmani and bhave, but ante will not come in bhave.
Correct. That's what somebody pointed out. It should only be karmani. Correct. Only
Should
karmani.
be only in karmani.
Correct. Okay. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Manjula, if your question is over, lower your hand. Sampath. You have a question?
Yeah, Dhatu Rupa Manjari.
Hey, 1 second. Let Ganeshan, you please mute everybody first. Then I will ask Sampath to unmute. Yes, Sampath.
Swamiji, the Dhatu Rupa Manjari, I think the root for Avati, it is given as A. So we should change it as Ava.
Oh, it must be a mistake. I have not observed. It's Ava, not a printing mistake. It is Ava.
Okay.
Avarakshane.
Okay. Okay.
Good. Thank you for pointing it out. Anybody else? Any questions on this section B? Yes, Shovana. By the way, better raise your hand on the screen, okay, if possible, because otherwise I may miss you. That's all. Yeah. Unmute yourself, please. Yeah.
Yeah. So avavaha, how is it not third person? Oh, okay. I see it. I'm sorry. It was me. Okay.
Okay.
It is first
Cleared up?
person. Like, yes, cleared up. Yes. I
Vaha,
had written
that
all
Vaha
three
tells you
wrong.
it's Vaha will tell you that. Yes, Ritesh.
Okay. Thank you.
Swamiji, is there a case where we have Atmanepadi for the ending and it is in Kartari Prayoga?
Absolutely. Labhate. Absolutely. Do not see, this question came from your first day also, if I remember correctly. Please understand clearly. Any dhatu, each dhatu is different, okay? But some dhatus can take parasmay pada only. Some can take atmane pada only. Some can take either parasmay pada or atmane pada. This is true for all dhatus in Kartari Prayoga, whatever I said so far. Okay? In Karmani or Bhave Prayoga, every dhatu must take atmane pada endings only. Is this clear? Therefore, atmane pada endings do not determine its Karmani or Bhave. It do not. They cannot. Because that could also be Kartari Prayoga. All right. But if a dhatu is normally parasmaipadi, and you see atmanepada ending, then you know it is likely to be bhave prayoga. And that ya will give it. Mind you, that sometimes when an upasarga is added, the dhatu may change its ending. It may take atmanepada instead of parasmapada. All this is possible. So I don't want to say just by looking at that ending you can say for sure. I cannot say. You have to look at the marker for karmani prayoga or bhave prayoga. And in a context, it will be even more clear because the karta will be denoted, karma will be denoted. You'll see all that in sentence. When I'm giving individual words, it's a little harder to see offhand. So here I expect you to purely look at the ending words, the letters, they. So in the next exercise, what you will find is the exercise is based on 4th and 6th gana. In the 4th gana, Atmanepada dhatus will look exactly the same in Kartari and Karmani. There will be no difference in appearance because ya is the letter we add even Kartari prayoga. Both are possible. So you cannot decide which one it will be. You have to just say it's either. Okay. So don't try to decide based on Atmanepada what prayoga it is. It won't work. Is that clear?
So in the case of labhete, how did we say it is Kartari prayoga? We have to ask a question, right? That
for labha, which one? Labhate?
Yeah, labhate.
Have I given labhate here as an example? Labhante is there. 1 second. Labhe is there. Labhante is there. Okay, 5th one, right? So now what's your question?
Te, and te. So this is 3-3, right?
This is
3-3, right?
3-3, correct. 3-3 is correct. Correct. And the dhatu is what? Lab dhatu is Atmanepada by nature. You know that.
Yeah.
Right? So if you just declared lab dhatu, you will get labhate, labhete, labhante. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if it's karmani prayoga, you would have got an extra ya. Labhyate, labhyete, labhyante. That ya is not here.
Okay.
If it is there, it would be Atmanepada.
Okay,
Like
so
here. Patyante.
Since ya is missing, it is Kartari prayoga.
Has to be Kartari prayoga. Has to be, correct. In this case, okay. Elsewhere, it may be different. Right now, we are looking at lat lakara. On this dhatu, I'm saying that this is not universal.
Okay.
Okay. In 1st gana, ya addition universally, I can say. But in 4th gana, as I just told you, every dhatu in Kartari and Karmani prayoga, if it's Atmanepada ending, it will have ya. You cannot say by looking at the form whether it's Kartari or Karmani. It could be either. It could be all three, Kartari, Karmani, or Bhave, if it's 3rd person singular. But then, in the sentence, you'll be able to see which way it is. Okay.
Okay. In sentence, do we need to ask a question in order to determine if it is?
So you will have to look at what is denoted. Is the agent denoted or the object denoted? That will give you a hint.
Okay. Sure.
This is basics, okay? Whenever Kartari prayoga, Karta is denoted. Karmani prayoga, Karma is denoted. And Karta will go in 3rd case, which is Karmani prayoga. These are basics which you should never let go. That's the way you try to figure out what's the makeup.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Yes, Bhuma.
Swamiji, on the 15th one, I noticed that it was patayate, not patyate.
I don't remember. If I have changed it, I don't remember it offhand.
You changed.
Just wanted to check with you.
If I changed it, then you understand it was wrong earlier. Yeah, I may have changed the form. So you do one thing. When you're in doubt, now go and look at the file again because it's a shared folder. I can't change it again.
Oh, okay.
But I don't mail everybody because every time I have mail, it'll be too many mails to all of you unnecessarily.
Okay.
Okay. Just refresh it and check once.
Sure.
If somebody points out, if I recognize an error, then I immediately correct it.
Sure.
I tried to figure out earlier, but sometimes something I think it may have been patata or something. It may have been. I don't remember what it was. It may have been lot lakara, so I would have changed it. Okay, very likely.
Okay, so much. Thank you.
Ritesh, do you still have a question?
sorry, I forgot to load.
Okay. All right. All right. Then Sujata, next.
Bhave Swamiji.
Where?
Patyate.
Yeah, it's bhave. Correct. Yeah. It is bhave. Cannot be karmani because it's akarmaka. Correct.
Okay, Swamiji. In this one, Ashtadhyaya is search.
Yeah, you search wherever. It doesn't matter. Good. I'm happy you're learning to use Ashtadhyayi. Very nice. Yeah. Brinda?
Swamiji, I want to clarify in Bhave Prayoga, it will be in third person singular only, no?
Correct. No other way.
No other way. Third
No other
person
way.
singular.
Correct.
I want to confirm. Okay, sir.
Yeah. All right. All good so far? If anybody has questions, feel free to ask, okay? I don't mind sitting till you have time, I'll sit. Sharadji, I have not heard any answers from you so far. Neither questions. Something should come from you next time.
By next week, I'll catch up.
Good. Otherwise, I told you, because you want a daily class, I have to pay extra attention to you.
That was a mistake I did.
No problem. You're not made a mistake. I won't bother you. Okay, I'm just making fun. Don't worry. Otherwise, next time you may not show up in class thinking Swami is going to bother me now. So don't do that. Come.
No.
Yeah.
Sanskrit is part of life already.
Okay. Shobhana, you have a question?
Yikes. Sorry.
Yeah. Shobhana?
1 second, Swamiji.
Sure.
Yeah. So just the way I have written, I just wanted to get it clarified. The labyate, can we say he, she, it gets?
See, labhyate is karmani prayoga, right? Or bhave prayoga. Take it as karmani first, okay?
Okay.
All right. Means what? It is gain. Something is gain. Is gain. That's the best translation. Is gain. What is gain? We're not saying. Is gain. That's it. We leave it at that.
Okay.
See, bhave, as I said,
yes.
Gaining happens. Something we have to put some gaining is done by him. It's all very complicated. You just say bhave prayoga, I will not bother about translation. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Your question is done?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the
Devasya? Oh, sorry.
No, avavaha. So can we say we both protect?
Correct.
So, okay.
Correct.
All right.
Correct.
Okay. That was it. Thank you.
Devasya?
Yeah. Yes, Swamiji. This is slightly out of context, this question. You see, I see that Swamiji, when they're doing all this sarvanaamas shabda and or karakas, the pratipadika itself rarely appears in the forms. Let's say
Pratipadika can never appear because it has to take subending to appear. Padam is subanta.
Yeah, yes, Swamiji.
Yeah.
Now, that means, I presume that there is a grammatical process how the word asmat, the pratipadika, becomes aham.
Correct.
Or avam, bayam.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, so that is, I mean, I imply that. I mean, I think, yeah.
Yeah, it's there. Fair enough. Yeah.
Okay, so will you be teaching us in the future? I hopefully that process.
Never, ever.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, because that is one of the worst things to do, because once you know aham, why do you worry? I will give you some funny rules to say how asmat become aham. What will you do with that? It serves no purpose except to call yourself a grammarian. And I am not interested in that. I know what aham means. That's plenty. I will not do any work more than what I need to understand Shastra. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Ganeshan.
Swamiji, in one of the questions he said he missed putting that as a load. Madhyama Purusha, Bahuvachanam, it could be Akara and the Karkasha Vyanjana.
Which one? Which shabda are you saying about?
Patata.
See, I told you earlier, I think I had put it as load. Then I changed it to patyate because I said load is out of syllabus right now. So I removed all loads which I had put. So if you refresh your file, you will find that loads are all gone. No loads anymore.
Oh,
there were 2 or 3 loads, which was pointed out to me. Therefore, I removed the lot so that people don't have any problem with them.
Okay.
I did that, I think, on Sunday itself, but somehow people have got it earlier than that and they stayed with it. That's all.
So I thought it was a correct form only, patata.
No, as I said, it is correct with lot lakara. Since lot has not been introduced in this class yet, and I did not want this exercise to be with lot, I had mentioned it's only lat lakara. I removed the lot lakara examples and changed them to lat.
Okay. But it is lat only, no?
Patata.
Madhyama Purusha Bahuvachanam.
Lot, not lat. Patata, you'll have to get that, not ta.
Yeah,
right?
Karkash.
So it was lot. I told you it was lot. So I removed only lots and made them that.
Okay.
Yes, Sharda. Ganeshan, you're done? Or anything else? Sorry.
No, I still didn't get, because second takara, Karkasha Vyanjana, it's not a lot, no? It's a lat lakara, madhyama.
No. See, take patha example, right? Pathati, pathataha, pathanti. Pathasi, pathatha, pathatha.
Yeah, correct.
Right?
Yeah.
What did you see? You would have seen patata, not patatha, 100%.
Oh, I haven't.
That's why I had to change it to make it something else, so that it is not lot lakara.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
The form was right, but not lat.
Okay.
Okay. Clear? All right. Sharda?
Namaste, Swamiji.
Okay.
When we say labhyate, so one of the pointer is the yakara which comes in the to make it a karmani or a bhave prayoga.
Correct.
But we don't have to see whether it is sakarmak or akarmak, because labh is a karmak, a sakarmak. So that is not one of the condition for a karmani, that's only a karmak dhatu.
Correct. Only sakarmaka can take karmani prayoga. You're right. You're right about that. But I have given labhyante only for sakarmaka.
No, the labhyate one, then that is sakarmaka. So it cannot become bhave prayoga.
No. Okay. All right. If that's your question, any sakarmaka dhatu can take bhave prayoga if the speaker does not intend to talk about the object. It's purely vivaksha. So I'll tell you, I ate. What did you eat? I don't want to tell you. I ate. Now I can put in karmani prayoga, bhave prayoga, no trouble. So far as I am not disclosing the object to you, it can be bhave prayoga for sakarmaka dhatu also. Is that clear? Chitralekha?
Swamiji, for my doubt in the first exercise, that Marut, the person you have written as 1-1, right? For Marut?
1 second. You are talking of A? Oh, give me 1 second. Okay? Give me 1 second. Let me take out the file. You're talking of the next one, looks like. You're going to the third one, is it?
No, that Pratipadikam is
oh, this one. See,
where,
what did you want to write? You said, you want to write what? 1-1?
1-1?
Where 1-1? I'm only asking of person, gender, and ending letter. What is the person?
Yeah. Person is third person.
Third person. What is the gender?
That I have written for you.
What is
masculine?
It? Masculine. And what is the ending letter? That's it. I don't need any 1-1, 1-3, nothing, right? I didn't ask that yet.
Okay.
The question is only this much.
Okay.
What you have answered is over.
Okay. Thanks.
Is that clear? Anything else there?
No. Thank you.
No. Okay. Yes, Deepti.
Swamiji, this is second exercise, option number 19. That is vartate.
Yeah.
So the dhatu will be vrit.
Correct.
Is it? And how do we give the meaning? Does it mean it happens?
It happens.
How do we?
It exists. It is. All these will be okay, depending on the context.
Okay.
Vrit. What's the meaning on vrit dhatu? Vritu vartane, is it?
Shines. It shines.
Shines is not a good idea. Vrit means to be in a way, almost like be, okay?
To be.
Vartate.
Vartate.
Yeah. See, the meanings can be a little off here and there because dhatu artha in Shabda Manjari is not necessarily the best meaning.
Okay.
What does Ashtadhyayi say? Look it up.
Okay.
Ritu Vartane, it should. Very likely. Any other questions so far? So is 1 and 2 good?
Yeah.
A and B? Okay.
Yes.
I will not trouble you with B and C and D right now, okay? Because C and D will take a lot more time probably. But if you have general difficulty with C, you can ask me. General difficulty, not, general means you have some question not specific to a word, but general difficulty here you ask so that you can do it. I will answer to that extent. Yes,
Sanjay,
Deepthi.
I had one question. This is for option number 9. Aham
which?
asmat shabda. The third
In which?
exercise.
Third.
Okay. C. Yeah.
Asmat.
Yeah.
So the last is we have to give the meaning. So
yeah. You just say I am the agent of an action. See, I just want to see that you understand the karaka in which the noun comes predominantly. I am the agent of the action. See, I am not even focusing on the meaning. You need to understand. See, like I gave the first one is what I said, 2 Ramas are agent of an action or object of an action. Similarly, aham will be agent or object of an action. That's it.
So we exactly I wanted to confirm on that. Like I am the agent of the action in Kartari Prayoga or object in Karmani Prayoga. We have to write like that.
That's what I did here, right? 2 Ramas are the agent, object of an action. I didn't explain more Kartari Karmani. That's how I gave in the example, if you're looking. Right? The idea is that you know both possibilities exist. I want you to be alive to the idea that Ramaha or Aham need not be Karta alone. It could also be a Karma. That part you understand, I'm happy.
Can we, Samji, can you give an example where Aham is used as the object in Karmani Prayoga?
Okay. So, suppose you saw just now, patyate, right? Right? So, one second now, give me a second. See, the 1 second. Aham.
Aham is.
Give me a second, okay? Aham there. Bhave, it can never come. Karmani, it can come. Okay? For example, hanye, aham hanye. I am killed. Right? Hanye is killed. Something is killed. Who is killed? I am killed. Aham hanye. Is that clear? Not clear.
Like we have.
See, I'm saying you take
the agent also is there.
No, I'm saying han is a dhatu, right? I'm saying I am killed. I think we have to mute once and unmute. Okay, Deepthi, unmute yourself. Yeah. See, now understand this. I'm saying hanye, hanyat, handhat. Okay. Is it karmani? Is it sakarmaka or akarmaka? Handhatu. Handhatu is sakarmaka or akarmaka? Sakarmaka. Right. So I'm saying, Ramaha mam hanti. This is my fear, okay? My fear. Ramaha mam hanti. He is going to kill me. I want to put this in bhave, in karmani prayoga. Ramena aham hanye. What else can you say? You have to bring aham. Is that clear?
Okay, yes, I get it.
Not a common usage, but technically possible.
Okay.
You're right. Aham, tvam, etc. will not be commonly coming in these forms, but possible technically. We are interested right now in possibilities, not whether the language has it or not. This is not a sentence. This is purely to check our understanding.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Manjula.
my little difficulty is in like translating the meaning into English in the last column. Little. Sometimes it's tricky. I think they discussed that.
Give me an example where you have difficulty.
This Devabhyam, for example,
Yeah.
is in 324252.
Good. So fair enough. See, if you understood that much, most of my job is done. Okay. Meaning I'm not, I know it's hard. Okay. So you're saying, basically, I would say what devas, two devas are the instrument or sampradana or apadana. That's what I will say. I will leave it at that. I won't try to make it English perfectly because it's hard to give an exact meaning. But you understand what I'm trying to. I'm saying you understand which karaka and how many vachana.
Okay. And then one question not directly related to this. I've done on paper. So like how do I upload? I mean,
paper you can't upload. You'll have to type on
this. Oh, we can use this. I wanted to ask.
Not on that directly. You make a copy of it and then you have to use Baraha or something to start typing. Correct.
All right.
It can all be done online.
Otherwise, for the present, can I just scan this and make a file and upload? No, can't do that.
I will look into it. Let me see how many people have this.
No,
problem.
doesn't matter. I'll do that.
No, no.
I can.
No, I'll talk to you separately. Okay.
Okay.
I will talk to you separately.
Okay. Thank you.
No, I'll tell you. I'll tell everybody. Why only to you? Look, if you have a serious problem, you take the question file as you have it, right? As it is there. The question file you have, which you downloaded, you upload that same file back. All right? Which means that you have answered no questions as far as I'm concerned. But you have it in paper. You can compare and check your answers. I'm giving a simple way out of the problem because you already done it on paper. You can do it this way. Next time you can do it on the computer. Is that clear? You upload the very exercise you have downloaded. And then later on, you can come for when you get an answer, you can compare the paper. Future, try to do it online.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Malti.
Swamiji, this C part is the exercise is only to give the meaning of the noun forms. So aham is only 1-1. So we have to give the meaning of only 1-1, right? Because Ramau could
Correct.
be 1-2 or 2.
Correct. You have to give 1-1 only. But the point is that 1-1 could be in Kartari or Karmani.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, it's only Karta. Okay.
No. How do you say it's only Karta? Suppose I say Ramaha.
No, we are talking about noun forms only. See, noun form is only 1-1.
I am also talking about form only. I am talking Ramaha right now. Okay?
Fine.
Ramaha. You tell me, is it Karta or Karma?
Karta. Ramaha is
How do you know? How do you know?
It could be karma also. Okay.
It could be karma, correct?
No, but here the exercise is noun form.
I'll say Ramaha labhyate. Is it karta or karma now? Ramaha labhyate.
Karma in the first.
Therefore, no, Ramaha can be
first
karma
case.
or not.
Okay.
Ramaha can be karma.
Here we have to identify the noun forms in the Vibhakti table. So that is only one. It's only one.
No, it is 1-1 only, but the meanings can be two. Rama is the karta or Rama is the karma. Is it not?
Okay.
Rama is correct. It is 1-1. But still 1-1 has two possible meanings.
Okay, fine.
Rama is the karta or Rama is the karma. If I give a sentence, only one of them will work. Both won't work.
Okay, fine.
Correct? But without giving a sentence, you cannot be sure which one it is. You can say two possibilities. I'm trying to get you to think in the way of saying, when you see a word, the word should tell you, what can I potentially mean? Unrelated to anything else, what can I mean potentially? The noun. And now with the verb given, you know, if it's Kartari Prayoga, Karta alone will denote it. 1-1 will be Karta. If it's Karmani Prayoga, Karma will be denoted.
Karma will be denoted. Okay.
Therefore, that possibility I want you to see in these exercises. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, Bhuma.
Swamiji, I had difficulty in kind of understanding the translation for Asmad and Yusmad Shabdaha. For example, when you have to use me, like what does that indicate? Like mom, Mahyame. So I had difficulty there.
Fair enough. Now, you know what? You're talking of which one now?
Asmad and Yusmad Shabdaha. Actually, I have gone to the fourth exercise. You or me.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'll tell you what. There you do one thing. You just say it in any words you want, okay? I told you, I'm given a general exercise to translate. I understand the difficulty. My main thing is right now, I'm mostly working with Karaka Vibhakti, the exercise, mostly. I want you to say aham is which Karaka for yourself. Is it Karta, Karma, Karana, what is? That's all you do for now. And you see whether your sense is correctly there or not. In fact, in the solution, I'm not even putting those translations because it's too much work for me.
Okay.
All right. So, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay, but one day I want to just understand, like, how would we translate, for example,
when we look at D, you will do it. What's your, no, give me one sentence you have problem with.
Avam vayam. Okay, I and we both and we all.
Yeah.
Mom, avam and asman. How do we translate this?
Mom, to me.
To me, okay.
To us both. Object, right? Okay.
Okay.
Look at this. If you go to Shabda Manjari.
Yes, Swamiji, I have it.
If you go, if you go to Shabda Manjari, right in the beginning, there is this meanings given, right? Yeah.
Yes,
So
personal.
See, for object, he doesn't say much, but object typically will be two,
Okay.
So that's why if it's not clear, you say object is me. That's all.
Okay.
Object as both of us. That's all you say. If you can't translate it better. Yeah.
Okay. And Maya will be from me.
By me. By
me.
See, if you look in that Shabda Manjari, you will find for objects, third case, you'll say by, with, by means of. Okay. Fourth case, to, for. Fifth case, from, out of, than. Sixth case, of, among, belonging to. Seventh case, in, on. Use those words.
Okay.
Easier. They are not perfect, but they will work reasonably.
Okay. Thank you. That helps. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? All right. So I think we've had enough time for today. Yes, Ritesh, you have one more question.
Sorry, it would be again a basic one. I'm trying to understand how a verb can be qualified into this category, sakarmak or akarmak. Is there a rule like
Dhatus are classified as sakarmaka or akarmaka. Those which can take an object and those which cannot take an object. Simple way of understanding is when you can ask the action question what, like eat what, drink what. If there's an answer to the question, it is typically sakarmaka, the transitive word. Suppose I say sleep, you can't ask sleep what, stand what, sit what. You can't ask these questions. Therefore, they will be akarmaka.
So we have to ask this question what, and if I expect an answer, then it should be sakarmaka.
Generally, check the dhatu. Go to ashtadhyay.com. Look at the dhatu where it says sakarmaka or akarmaka.
Oh, so
dhatu, or even in your dhatu manjari it says that. Please look at your book. Dhatu manjari, look at it and see whether it tells you or not. I'm not sure if it does. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So look at ashtadhyay if necessary. As I said, use the ballpark answer. Ask the question what to the verb. Okay. The question should come after the verb. Eat what, not what eats. Eat what?
Yeah, I got confused between these two words, patati and hasati. So patati is something when I ask what, then I should give an answer like a book, a novel, something.
Yeah, correct.
It is hasati, laughing, then
laugh what?
Laugh
no answer.
What? No answer.
Therefore, akarmaka.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Harsha.
Swamiji, I took a note that comparison is in Shashti Vibhakti. Can you give an example of comparison?
I don't think I would have said that. I have to think again. Okay. Panchami.
Panchami. Okay.
Panchami. If you see Panchami and Shashti, you let me know. I will look into it because I don't think I would have said Shashti for comparison.
Then maybe okay. The
contextually, I'll have to really think. See, anything is possible in the language. It's too wide. But if I said something like that, I have to look at the context and then answer it. But generally, comparison will Panchami. Like I said, this is better than that. This is greater than that. This is different from that. All those Panchami.
Swamiji, in the Shabda Manjari, sixth case also has among.
In sixth case, is it? Sure. Okay.
In
I mean, that kind of meaning, I'll have to see what context he will use it in. let me see. Of, among. So, see, this is called nirdharane. Among archers, Rama is the best. Among archers, Rama is the best. Among wrestlers, Krishna is the best. Mallanam, Krishno Uttamaha. Krishna Uttama. Mallanam. So that sense it is used. It's called nirdharane shashti. Among trees, this is the best. Among women, she is the most beautiful. Like that kind of sentences. It's called nirdharane shashti. Saptami can be used, shashti can also be used. Both are possible for nirdharana.
Swamiji, I had one more question with respect to location. In above the table, something is there. Can't you use shashti saying on top of the table, upari, but using the sixth form of table to say.
Okay, I will have to look. See, I'll tell you what. Certain words like upari, I would expect it fifth case, but I will not swear to you it cannot be sixth. Okay, simply because sometimes there may be some rule by which certain avyayas are governed by certain cases. I don't remember them all off the top of my head. It's possible, but unlikely. Okay, the way to check this out, for example, is we look for the word upari in the dictionary. Okay, apte normally is pretty good. If it is governed by sixth case, he will tell you that. So let's do it right now as an exercise. Okay, give me a second. Okay. All right, now. See, now we got upari, right? This is apte, indeclinable. Now, you see this usually with genitive, rarely with accusative or locative. Genitive sixth case. So you're right. Okay, upari will go with sixth case. So you can see avamukhasya upari vrishtihi papata. Mukhasya. This is where sometimes it is difficult because remember now which avyaya is governed by or goes with which case. So see, accusative, locative are also okay. Interestingly, Panchami is not here, right? Because it's on. It's not a separation. I said Panchami, I'm sorry. Okay, it's not separation. So Panchami won't come. Directional word I had it. See, if I said on top of could have also had. Yes, somebody asked me something.
Swamiji, it's written muhurtat upari in E option.
As said, in some cases, huh?
In this only, in E option, it says muhurtat upari.
See, but it is possible. As I said, you cannot overrule anything. Okay, he's giving a Pani Sutra for it separately. These exceptions will always be there. All right, but all I'm saying is general ballpark is what he will give here, beginning in his dictionary, right? So I would not rule out anything. You're right. Muhurtat upari, and see parasparasya upari. Muhurtat is Panchami for sure, right? So sometimes it will be this way or that way, but general cases we have to cover, and then exceptions we have to learn as we go. If we go for exceptions in the beginning, it becomes too much. I will think about upari a little more and come back to you next time. I don't want to say something which may not be right. Okay. Good question. Anything else? All right. So
Swamiji, Kirti had one question and his hand was up for quite some time.
Sorry, Kirti, I didn't see your hand come up somehow.
Oh, it wasn't a question, Swamiji. It was just that if someone has printed the document and
Yeah.
filled it up by hand and they upload
Yeah.
that, then it
Yeah.
will work.
Even a scanned one will work?
Yes, if it's a printed version.
Oh, if it's handwritten, it won't work.
Everything
Okay.
is handwritten, it won't work. But if the questions are printed, then it won't be a problem.
Okay, fine. I'll keep that in mind. You all heard who is here right now. But that's why I gave a solution. I said, send the questions as they are and then compare the answers with the file you have written up. It's easy. They don't know how to scan it. Okay. Thanks, Kirti. Will we close now? Okay. Sorry for a long haul today, but I want to do some justice to the questions since we have an exercise. We'll see when we can pick up the next two. And I will share with you the next exercise so you can start working on it. Okay. This will be basically sarvanaama and 4th and 6th gana dhatus. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.